شبات شالوم. من پوزش میخوام که امروز فارسی کمتر صحبت کنم به خاطر جوانها و مهمونهای آمریکایی که داریم. انشالله که منو میلا میکنید. This Shabbat is Shabbat of Zakhor, the parasha of Tetzaveh. As you notice, there are two Sefer Torah. We read a section from the book of Shmot, parasha, the portion of Tetzaveh, and then we read a section that talks about the Amalek, to remembering the Amalek. If you read the English translation or the Farsi translation of the Tetzaveh, you see that this parasha is talking about the clothing of the Kohen Gadol. The details of the robe, of the breastplate, everything that has to do with the clothing of Kohen Gadol. But we always read this parasha before Purim. Always, the Shabbat of before Purim, this is the section that has been designed to be read in all the synagogue in the whole world. Everywhere in the whole world, before the energy of the Purim, this section will be read and will be here. Why? What is clothing of the Aharon has to do with Purim? And what is the most amazing part of this parasha is that this is the only parasha that the name of Moses, is concealed, is not there. We know that at one time, Moshe stood up for the nation of Israel when God was so disappointed from the Bnei Israel and wanted to destroy everybody, and tells Moshe that I'm going to make a nation out of you. Nobody else is good. And Moshe says, no. If you do that, remove me from your book. And the Mechubalim explains that because of what Moshe said, that he said to remove my name, in this parasha, there is no mention of the name Moshe. What is so amazing is that the Megillat Esther, that is going to be read on Wednesday night, on Yom Kippur, on Purim, I apologize, it's actually the same thing, we'll get to it. On Purim, the name of God is concealed from Megillat Esther. There is no name of God in the Megillat Esther, and there is no name of Moshe in this portion. No Moshe, no God. What are we going to do? They say that when Haman, which is from the family of Amalek, when he wanted to destroy the nation of Israel, because he was so smart and he had the knowledge of astrology, he looked into the calendar of the Hebrew calendar and realized the month of Adar, month of Pisces, the month that we are in it right now, on the 7th of Adar is the death of Moshe Rabbeinu, just 2 days ago, was the death of Moshe. And he figured out that day must be a very negative day because Moshe left this physical world. So he decided to destroy the Bnei Israel is a month that he thought is negative. of all the months, of all the days, he calculated, he realized that the month of Adar is negative because Moshe has passed away, and the 14th day of the Adar, which is the ultimate force of this month, is the ultimate force of negativity, and that's the day I'm going to get rid of the Bnei Israel. He made one mistake. He made one mistake. The passing day of Moshe, the 7th of Adar, is actually the birthday of Moshe as well. We know that the Tzaddikim, the real Tzaddikim, on the day they are born is the day that they leave this physical world. And we know the day that the Tzaddikim leaves, they generate all the light force that they ever create in their life. Haman only connected to the negativity. Esther and Mordechai, they connected to the positivity. They knew that this month not only is not negative, it's actually positive because it's the birthday of Moshe. It's the birthday of most powerful prophet, most amazing human being ever on the face of earth. And then this parasha, there is no name of Moshe. No name of Moshe. In the Megillat Esther, there is no name of God. What does it tell us? What's going on? We know that when there is ultimate darkness, when there is ultimate darkness, there is ultimate light force. The more a room is dark, the brighter the potential of the room is. And the scientists tell us something. They say that the energy doesn't disappear. The energy of God does not disappear. The force behind the light force of God does not disappear. The energy of Moshe Rabbeinu does not disappear. It says in the Zohar that Moshe didn't die. But it says in the Torah that when Moshe passed this physical world, some people cried. But then, says the Kabbalah, that for those who connect to the energy of Moshe that does not disappear, Moshe is alive every second of my life. Every second of my life. And every time you want to receive the ultimate light force, you have to conceal it. You have to cover it up. If you want to look at the sun, you need a glass. You can't look at the sun because it's too much, it's too bright, too powerful. It prevents you. If you look at the sun, you cannot see the sun as good as you put on a glass with a huge coverage, so you could see the sun. If you want the electricity, if you want to use the light force of the electricity, you have to cover it up. If you don't cover up a seed of the tree doesn't grow. So the only way to reveal something is to conceal it. This Shabbat, the name of Moshe is concealed. That means we're connecting to the ultimate force of Moshe, the ultimate force of redemption. On Megillat Esther, the name of God is concealed, only to tell us that the ultimate light force of God exists in Purim. And they call this Shabbat the Shabbat Zakhor. Remember what? Remember that you have an enemy, a nation called Amalek. Who is this nation of Amalek? And it says in the Torah, until the end of days, until Mashiach comes, this nation will challenge you. And the Kabbalist explains that Amalek is not a physical nation, it's a metaphysical force. Amalek has the same numerical value as Safek, which means doubt, uncertainty. Uncertainty. They explain the uncertainty, the doubt, is the seed of all chaos in the world. It's the seed of all the chaos in the world when you have doubt. When your consciousness is not 100% certain about the things that happen to you. If you have certainty that whatever happens to you is for a very good reason, that behind all these challenges, all these negativity, dark force, there is a light, then me and you are supposed to reveal it, to bring it about. You know, this section talks about olive oil. Bring the olive oil and light up the menorah with the olive oil. Why olive oil? And if you remember the story of Noah, when Noah, after the flood, wanted to get out of the ship that he made, he sent a few birds to bring him some sign of redemption, some sign of life, until a dove, a white dove, brought a leaf of olive trees. And when Noah saw the leaves of the olive tree, he realized, this is it. This is the redemption. If you taste the olive leaves, it's very, very bitter. If you eat an olive, it's very, very bitter. But when you process it, when you work on it, when you gradually work on it, and you process it, and you go through the process of changing the physicality and the consciousness of an olive, then you bring about the olive oil, which is the epitome of creating light force in the world. Noah knew, Moshe knew, that the only way to bring light is to go through the process, to understand that whatever doesn't seem so good is good for you. That if things aren't exactly the way you want it, is actually a blessing. That we need to change. We need to change the world. We need to change our consciousness from darkness to light. And that's why this Shabbat is Zakhor. Remember. Remember, you have an enemy. Don't understand your enemy. This energy consciousness called doubt, uncertainty, who's going to come to you every time you see a challenge in your life. The doubt will come and say, where was this? Why God brought this? Why God created this? Where are you, God, when I need you? That's the power of doubt. That's when we make a mistake. That's when we fall. But if we have certainty, if we remember that behind every challenge, just like the leaves of the olive tree that is bitter, but is the representation of changing it, the power to change the darkness to light. We'll bring it on. We'll bring every challenge in our life. That's why all the Kabbalists emphasize that this is the Shabbat that everybody should participate in this reading. Because from the reading of the Torah today, an energy emanates in the whole wide world. The energy of certainty. The energy of overcoming darkness, difficulties, bitterness, and change it to light force. Amen.
Amen.